Welcome back to another podcast, everybody. This week we got a lot to cover, so we're not going to waste too much time like normal. We got some Spider-Man No Way Home news and official reveals. We got a little bit of DC confusion, some Marvel TV talk, and more. Of course, members of the channel look for more discussions and drops throughout the week. And of course, this week we really deliver Loki, the 5th episode audio commentary, and the Black Widow audio commentary back to back. And as always, if you become a member now, everything is backdated so you get all of those additional commentaries. Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man Far From Home, and the rest of the MCU shows so far. Now, let's get to the podcast. Ah, yes, another great week for the show. I could feel it in my brittle bones. I'm telling you, Mitch.
I feel something.
Yeah, I feel the tired, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a week for us because after this doing Loki, we got the Black Widow coming. Man, it's gonna be good. There's gonna be a lot to talk about next week. So
yeah, I'm dreading Friday.
It's gonna
absolutely dreading. I don't know how we're gonna do. It's like crap. I gotta watch this movie twice.
Well, in case you don't know, Bang Energy, they don't sponsor me, but you just take a couple of those and you're gonna have all the energy you want for all that.
I haven't drunk energy drinks since university and never again.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably very smart. And yeah, I'm not that smart, so that's why I'm drinking them.
I was literally living on it, like Monster. Like at least 2 cans of Monster in the morning was keeping me going through the day, and maybe 1 in the afternoon. And it's just like, yeah, my pee's glowing. That's not normal. I'm gonna stop this.
I'm bad. I have a subscription to it. Like every 2 weeks, they deliver another like 18. I'm like, yeah, all right.
It's just like, oh god. I really don't know how I'm actually still alive after 3 years of that every morning.
Back in my day, it was the forbidden formula. I tell ya. They don't know what you put in there, but you got the shakes.
Oh. I'm pretty certain I started to see the lines between reality at one point.
The TVA was like, is he a variant or not? I can't tell.
We'll get to that. That's a real interesting thing this week about
Yes. Join us for the audio commentary. Anyways, as always, this is Armin. I'm here. I'm ready to talk all sorts of stuff. All sorts of news. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. I had the file up. There we go. And I am joined by Mitch.
What's up? You can follow me on Twitter at Mitch692. And happy Bungie Day. It is Bungo Day. It's 777.
Is that really a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh.
I don't know if they started on 777, but they've always had those numbers have been in there since Halo.
See, I don't believe any of these numbers anymore, because remember when Fox tried to make Alien Day a thing, and it lasted half a year, and it was like, this is a terrible idea. Nobody cares about this franchise.
Yeah, everyone just wants the Star Wars Day. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, no.
Look, I found it funny that Sony, last time, they were like, we're going to make a Ghostbusters Day, and this year Ghostbusters Day came and went, and they forgot it existed. It was like,
Yeah. The only successful ones are like the Star Wars and Mario.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, March 10th. Yeah, cool. Woo.
Yep.
And then everyone forgets it because there's no Luigi Day.
Yeah. The inside talk here of all this complexity of days. It is what it is. So with all that out of the way, we're just going to get right into the show. We got some stuff to talk about. Then we got to go talk Loki. So this is just going to become, every week now, we're just going to call it this. We're not going to actually name it. We're just going to call it this week's WTF is WB doing with DC, because it's every week now. You just kind of just look at what they've said, and you have to just analyze it with like, what are you even doing over there? So this week, we learned some interesting details. The Batgirl movie that they're working on, they're looking to cast the new Jim Gordon. Okay?
Yes.
You literally have 2 Jim Gordons. Like, you got J.K.
We're about
Simmons.
to have 3 Batman. You got to have one for each.
I guess so.
At this point, them going like, oh yeah, there can be multiple Superman projects. It's like, yeah, you literally just swapped out Batman for Superman in that sentence that you said last year. So yeah, I'm expecting they're not doing one thing. They're doing whatever.
Yeah, and you just brought into that as well, the Superman thing, because previously they were like, literally a couple weeks ago, they're like, oh, well, we're definitely looking to, try to consolidate stuff, and we want it to be clear, and there's a Superman here, and this is the one for this universe. And this week, they're like, you're Superman, you're going to get a Superman, and you can get a Superman. It's like, I just don't know anymore. Like, I just want somebody at WB to twice in a row for two different people to agree on something.
You mean WBD?
Yeah, WBD. That's it. Because Discovery now has a say in it as well. So, like, every time somebody speaks up about something, it's completely different messaging. Yeah. It's hard to start caring about anything because I'm like, look, you said this thing, and specifically talking about Jim Gordon. J.K. Simmons literally said he had like 3 films that he signed on for. Yeah. So you're telling me that WB is literally going to pay him out to just sit there when they have him?
Yeah.
And they're going to look at their finances being like, why are we losing money? How does this make any sense? It's I am so lost. I just don't.
So the biggest question here is, who do you think Discovery pawns WB off to next? Because they're that studio now. They're just going to hop around everyone.
Look, in Hollywood, if you look at WB since the 60s, since the original Warner Brothers kind of started to go apart and do different things, WB has been the studio that's got the most amount of hands on them in sales, and they're always pawned off for less. And every time, people just take a couple assets, integrate them into what they want, and they sell it off. This is kind of like the thing that leads me to believe that, again, it's all just going to fall apart. I'm not seeing any commitment. Again, it just seems very loose and just to figure it out as we go. It's like you don't have time to figure it out as you go. You literally don't. You're on borrowed time as it is. And
it's like, why are they doing all this when they've come out and said that the Flash is, it's going to set the record straight for where they're going?
Yeah.
It's like, so you don't know where you're going. Oh. You know what you want to show that you're going somewhere, but you don't know actually where the where is.
Yeah.
It's like...
And also with that, like, in the last week, there's been a lot of Nightwing talk for what that's worth. And they're like, well, we'll acknowledge Batman, but he's his own man. But it's not any Batman like, he just exists in this world. So it's like, oh, so Nightwing's in development, but it's also not connected to anything.
Yeah, this... I don't understand. It's not that difficult.
It is literally not that hard.
They're making it so difficult.
It boggles my mind when they could literally just be like, hey CW, can you help us? Because they figured it out way ahead of them over on the film side of things. Like I'm just kind of shocked. Honestly, it's not surprising because we've kind of realized that anytime they say, "Oh, we know what we're doing now," they're just lying. Like that's unfortunate because I don't like
PR talking it.
Yeah. I would like some clarity. I'd like to know what's coming next, but if they don't know, then why should I be excited? Because anything they say, they always go back on, and we'll see, I suppose. In due time, we'll know something when they reveal it. When that will be, though, good luck figuring it out. I mean, what do you think is the next insane announcement they're going to make?
I mean, who knows? Who knows at this point? They don't even know themselves, so I can't guess at that.
That's true.
But notice how it's like, there's multiple Batmans, there's multiple Supermen. Like, there's no multiple Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
There's only going to be the one. It's like, why? No multiple Aquaman. Why? No, we're only ever going to get the one Cyborg. You're never going to get another one of those. Not for a long while.
Well, at least we got the good one on Doom Patrol.
It's true. Not that I've seen Doom Patrol since season 1, but
season 2 is so good. Oh,
I wouldn't know because they don't want me to watch it.
That is true. Yeah, that is HBO's tactic.
Let's throw it on some random obscure streaming service that nobody knows about.
It's true. It's finally time. Long overdue. We haven't discussed it in what feels like forever, but it's finally time. Box office. Here we go. things are coming back to normal slowly.
I say we haven't done this topic
Yeah.
in like 2 years.
Yeah, it's...
Far From Home was the last one.
I was gonna say, yeah, Far From Home. Oh my God.
It's wild.
Crazy. So box office predictions have been coming out, across the industry, people talking about what they're expecting and sort of how we're going into this. And the only metric we got is, here's what Fast 9 did. So that's really the bar. And I've seen, the low end, 70 million for Black Widow. The high end, 110-ish. I've seen one like 120, and I was like, whoa. Okay, that's a lot for the opening weekend. I personally feel like it's landing somewhere right in the middle there. I don't think it's going either way, Like,
what did Fast 9 make?
Opening weekend, like 70?
And yeah, it's making more than that easily. There's no way a Fast and Furious movie beats out a Marvel movie. Especially the first one after like a 2-year hiatus. There's no way.
I think the only thing that could literally put a dampener on it breaking it is Disney Plus. I think that's the only thing. Like, because...
Yeah, it's a good point. But then they have offset that by 2 days because, spoilers, it's out now. In cinema or theaters. And then it's on Disney Plus on Friday. But I don't know. But this is the thing as well, it's going to be a 5-day weekend.
Yeah, it's a extended
so whatever
weekend.
it is, it's skewed and obscured. So
it's
if it does one, I can see it doing 110. They've been like, oh look, opening weekend it's 110. So yeah, asterisk, it's a 5-day weekend.
Yeah, it's however long it's been out, depending on where and what. Like for me, the first showing is on Thursday night here, which is that's when I'm going back, and there is a limited capacity in some of the screens, and you have to now reserve your seat like everywhere, because before I was just kind of going and check it out. So I've been kind of checking it, and it's starting to get some seats filled in there, which honestly is kind of nice to see. I've never went to an MCU film premiere that wasn't fully sold out at the theater, so it's gonna be interesting to see that. But I've seen sort of this, and you knew this was coming, like if it doesn't make 120 million, the MCU's in trouble. It's like, except you're literally not pointing out anything else that's factoring into why it might not make that much. Like, it's that whole, I'm skewing the direction of this thing on how I want it to go, so believe me because you're listening to me. Like, they're selling you they're grifting you on this one, to be real with you. It's...
I mean, they grift you and everything, but
that is true. Yeah.
It's like, how Black Widow makes 100 million. Oh, it's flopped, it's tanked. It's like, well, then what about every other movie before it then? Because that would be the most amount, the biggest box office in 2 years. Like, what's
Captain Marvel certified flop? Why? It didn't make as much as Avengers. Okay, well, I guess every other movie that didn't make as much as Captain Marvel, including Wonder Woman, is a flop. Well, no. Well, come on, get your argument in straight. Like, you can't have it both ways. I am fully expecting. I think Black Widow is going to be pretty big. Like, I'm expecting a pretty good take. I know there's a lot of hype to see this. Like, just talking.
Despite all the people that are like, oh no, who cares about this movie? It's like, you're like 5 people. Right. The internet is a bubble.
Yeah.
And what you care about is not what the wider audience cares about.
Your bubble fandom doesn't dictate the general populace, and that's kind of how it goes. But I guess let's make our calls for the weekend, and then we'll see.
5-day or 3?
We're gonna go for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday total. That's kind of what we're going for here. The domestic United States, because that'll be the 3-day weekend number that they splat everywhere. So, what do you think?
I would have said with the 5-day, it'd be 110 easily. I don't believe it's going to fall under that in the slightest. But the 3-day... Trying to think how much to take off for the 2 days I'm chucking.
3-day, I'm going 78.
See, I was thinking like 90. If you take 20 million off for Wednesday, Thursday,
Yeah.
that does 10 million. I can't remember what the Thursday nights did, or the Wednesdays, whatever.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they used to do.
I mean, they typically did 15-ish million-ish.
I was going to say it was between 10 and 20.
Yeah, on the preview night, so.
Factor in all the half capacity stuff. Let's go 85.
Yeah.
Let's go 85 for the 3-day.
It's an interesting
85
one.
for 3-day, 110 for the 5.
I
bet they're going to report the bigger number.
Yeah.
But opening weekend was blown.
I'm also gonna go with the with a theory I have here that Friday to Saturday we'll see one of the lowest drops we've ever seen with a Marvel film, because I think Saturday people will go, oh, so you're telling me it was good, I should go see it in a theater, you felt safe, and then you're gonna see an uptick on Saturday that's actually more than typical Marvel movies. That's gonna be like,
see, this is the thing as well, because you have Disney Plus on the Friday.
Yep.
So if you hear about that on the Friday, people can just be like, well, I don't feel safe going back. I'm just going to go get on Disney Plus.
And that's going to be another thing that factors in when we talk about this next week for results, because Samba TV will report, and then other reports will come in, and I will be honestly like blown away if it doesn't top every other streaming Disney Plus weekend to date. There's no way.
It's easily going to blow past it.
Yeah,
easily. What's been the highest Samba TV that they've reported
for a movie?
For a movie, yeah.
What was that WB movie?
Which one?
That's what I'm trying to think of.
Was it Kong? Because Kong was their biggest one, wasn't it?
I believe Kong did pretty huge. Yeah.
I want to say it's like 2.1. I don't know why 2 million's in my head. I want to say they're always around like the 2 million mark.
Yeah, I remember once they were factoring everything in, Mortal Kombat also did extremely well.
That's a good point. Yeah, I forgot Mortal Kombat.
So, and again, I think Marvel Studios has more of a name to it to drive people to it as well. So, it'll be interesting to see how this goes. We're definitely gonna come back and talk about it, because this will further affect what comes next with the other films, because we already know Eternals and Shang-Chi are dropping on Disney Plus after 45 days. Just, they're going on there. So
that's if they don't change it.
Yeah. So we could see, honestly, I think this could dictate if something changes in the future, where it could be like, hey, after 30 days, get it on premium, and then wait another couple of weeks, and then you'll see it, as part of Disney Plus. Because even when they tell people, it's like, hey, you don't have to buy right away. It'll be available in 45 days, but you can buy the premium right now. It still sells through the roof. So,
and with Black Widow, they've October. You have to wait 4 months.
Yeah.
If you don't want to pay the premium, which I think that's fine. 4 months is enough time.
Same. I think that's fine enough. So, I guess we'll be back after the weekend, and we'll talk about this soon. Everybody, let us know your predictions.
So, what do you think if this does really, if it's as big as you think it's going to be?
Mm-hmm.
Do they go with Shang-Chi and Eternals and be like, right, we're scrapping that 45-day thing, it's now going to be 2? Like Black Widow.
I don't think they're doing a day and date, but I could see them dropping it down to 2 to 3 weeks and then dropping it on premium, and they will make bank. Because 3 weeks is when you start massive diminishing returns at the theater. It substantially slows down. Like, you go from 90 million opening weekend to 45 the next weekend to 20. The fourth weekend, you're already under 10 million a weekend. So that's when you start getting into that, hey, why not do this? And so I think it will have some effect on it if the numbers are good enough. But why wouldn't it? Like, it's 100%.
I think it's also going to depend on COVID. And all the cases for that.
Yep.
Because tell you right now, we ain't doing great.
Oh.
We ain't in the best spot. So
who knows where they're gonna be? Because if James Gunn has anything to say about it, Marvel TV, get out of here with your Canon wannabe. You're not part of this universe. Oh.
See, I don't get why people are taking this as a fact. It's like it's James Gunn.
Yeah.
Like, what's he got to do with deciding what is canon and what isn't? Like, let's even if it's not all of it's not canon, because we literally have an Agent Carter Easter egg in Endgame, therefore making that thing canon.
Yeah.
So it's wrong. No, you can't just say it's not canon when it clearly is.
Unless it's one of those things where it could realistically be it, and it's like, well, yeah, but look at the variants, right? So, it's like you could take that angle with it. We know the political structure and the turmoil that happened behind the scenes with Marvel Studios versus Marvel TV. It was very much evident. We knew about it. We knew the changing of Ike Perlmutter getting the boot out of there, and Kevin Feige literally threatening to leave if he didn't get his way. Because, I mean, look, if Perlmutter was still there, Black Panther would not exist. Captain Marvel would not exist. You wouldn't have Black Widow right now. Shang-Chi would never exist. Eternals would not exist. Like, it's changed. And I think there is this notion that Kevin probably doesn't want to touch anything that was Marvel TV that he didn't touch, because the quality of those shows,
it was up and down.
Yeah,
it was up and down.
That's a nice way to put it. And I enjoyed them for what they were, but Daredevil was the standout, followed by Jessica Jones.
So was Inhumans.
Yeah, Inhumans.
Not for the same reason, but it was a standout.
Yeah, that was a standout. So.
Someone last week was like, wow, people just really ignoring Inhumans. It's like, yes, that didn't happen. It was trash.
That's what we do. We just pretend it don't happen, and that's how we're gonna do it forever, which is the smart way to handle it. So, like, the whole Marvel TV thing is such a complicated thing, and more we hear, the more you're like, well, it is kind of, that situation. And now multiple people are saying, well, yeah, when Charlie Cox is back, he's just going to be Daredevil. But, what Daredevil? Are they going to acknowledge all that? It's like, you don't have to. People can headcanon it. Maybe they don't have to. But let's say Charlie Cox is back, right? Are they going to do another Daredevil series or another Daredevil movie with him?
100%, yeah.
So what then?
It's too much. It's too much money on the table.
Exactly.
There's, the second someone said, who's had things right in the past, not all of it, that he's going to be that he is back, whether it's right or wrong, he has dominated the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the whole Save Daredevil thing died down a little bit. That came back, bam.
Yep.
Literally, he's now in everything, apparently.
Yeah.
Literally everything. You can't go one Marvel thing without Cox being in it.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if he's not in Loki at this point, even though it's been done for like a year. I'm surprised he's not.
They're just going to CG him drag a cell across the screen.
It's even got the frame number and everything. But no, it's like... He has dominated the conversation, and he hasn't been on screen for how long now? When was season 3?
2.5 years now.
Yeah. So it's a quarter of a decade he hasn't been on screen for. Like, they're absolutely gonna give him something.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just gonna get those people back or whoever they get back and then just have them be supporting characters. They are absolutely gonna get a show or something.
And that's kind of like the thing you would have to think they would want to do. Bring it back, and then if you start bringing back elements of that series, like you bring back D'Onofrio and he's Wilson Fisk. Okay, now we can say the Netflix stuff counts, but Marvel probably won't even really acknowledge that much, because Marvel Studios can 100% craft a story that doesn't have to acknowledge previous things and stand on its own.
No.
Like,
but here's the thing, right? The shows at Netflix have a shelf life for that company.
Yeah. Yep.
They're not guaranteed to always be there.
No.
There's several clear scenarios and obvious scenarios that if you want to ignore, then you're doing it like willfully. But they can easily disappear from that. So why purposely reboot that character with that same actor and ignore everything that came before it and then there's a chance we can get this show back and these 3 series. Cool. Well, they're worthless to us now.
Mm-hmm. Now,
so, hey, you make it vague.
Yeah, exactly.
And carry on from there. You can imply things that happen. You can carry on from there. And then if you get them back, hey, cool. Here you go. Here's the 3.
You could literally have the conversation where Fisk and Matt are sitting down. He's like, been a long time. Yeah, we have our history. And there it is.
Yeah.
That's all you need. That's all you need. And for people that are wondering what we're talking about, the Netflix shelf life and everything, just so people know, ABC, Marvel, Disney produced all the Netflix shows. Mm-hmm. It was ABC under the head of Jeff Loeb and Marvel TV. Netflix was the distributor. If you look at video games, which is always the easiest example, Mass Effect 1 was published by Microsoft, but it ended up on PS3. It ended up on, now PS4 and PS5 and everything, even though Microsoft had that. Once the license lapses after a certain amount of time, Netflix was rumored to have a 10-year, I believe. So it could be from when the deal was signed in 2013, 2014-ish, or it could be 10 years after the first show started. It doesn't matter.
Or it could be 10 years after the cancellation.
Right. It's something with a 10-year. We kind of know that. Then you go back to negotiating, and there's probably a high chance that Disney goes, sure, we'll negotiate with you. We won't just outright take them, but we can share them, and we both have them. So, it would serve their best interest to just pull that off and have it on there. And then, like you said, you can just work your way into that conversation.
Because, it's not like they tread on the toes of anything canon anyway. And it's easily just inserted. It's, this is all happening. This happened down here. Look, they even reference events. It all matches up perfectly. It's fine.
And then at some point, 5 years from now, you do a flashback of when Shang-Chi was in New York and he ran into Daredevil, and there you go. Exactly. Look, we de-aged him. See, it all fits. This was our ultimate plan.
It's easy. It's absolutely. It's the most brainless thing you could do. It doesn't take any effort whatsoever. The only thing is getting them back. How, they've tried. Oh, believe me, they've tried. Netflix aren't the smartest people. Or the most polite. They will absolutely stand you up. They will call a meeting and then never turn up for it.
Oh, good old Netflix.
Yeah.
Good old Netflix.
The company that's desperate for money and is hemorrhaging at hand and fist. You have these assets that who's watching those shows? I bet you they don't do a thing. I've never seen them advertised since they've been cancelled.
That's true.
They have been absolutely buried on that service. So, hey, gather dust, get a bit of money.
Yeah. Yep.
So Netflix will absolutely let them gather dust because they are smooth brain.
Yeah. Agreed with that. So, the whole canon question will continue to rage on. At some point, it will be acknowledged. Apparently, Spider-Man, No Way Home, and She-Hulk will be sort of our peek into what becomes canon, and then we'll go from there. So we'll talk about that.
At the end of the day, even if it's not in the main timeline, the second it's a multiverse thing, hey, it's canon.
Exactly. Yep.
Even if it's not, the main, it doesn't matter. If it's canon, it's canon. If they're doing multiverse stuff, then it's canon.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Exactly. I honestly was kind of shocked that we got official reveals of anything Spider-Man when they released those action figures.
Official?
Well, look, they had to push them out because they leaked.
I'll give you that. It's plug up the hole.
Yeah, those leaks, man, they were, I think, unexpected because it's not very common that Lego and Pop Funko literally within the same hour end up leaking stuff, and then Hasbro, and they're like, we should probably just make this
that was
official.
Absolutely a panic button. Just release everything official because people have seen it anyway. They just release it all officially.
Yeah,
that was absolutely a Marvel call on that part.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly, because it all hit at the same time, and it was all published in one article on Marvel.com, and it was crudely posted, and people were scrambling, and the toy websites that usually have these things ready to go were like, oh, they'll be available within 24 hours. So you can tell something was off here on the timing. I have a feeling that this lined up with they wanted to release the trailer when we thought they were going to, leading into Independence Day, you know, all 4th of July weekend, because typically that is associated with a Spider-Man film. They didn't pull it, but somebody didn't realize, oh, maybe the toys aren't ready, and like they just forgot to scrap that, so it kind of just hit the, you know, net.
Yeah.
But it does at least provide us with our first look at multiple things. The confirmed things, obviously, J. Jonah Jameson is back. Yeah. Sanctum Sanctorum will play a role in this. Yeah.
Which I think from the set, it's like, yeah, that picture, that only official picture we've had.
Yep.
Whether in the basement is absolutely the Sanctum. That 100%. Is Doctor
100%.
Strange's basement, 100%.
And I mean, I know it's Lego, but compare the walls and the flooring to that set photo or the photos we see.
Yeah.
You translate it to Lego, it is what it is. So it is that we can now, you know, confirm that one. The bigger things, though, are the black and gold suit, which...
Hate it. Don't like it.
This is the first Spider-Man MCU suit I do not like. It is...
Oh, this is my third.
It's...
I only like two.
Ugh.
1 3/4. I don't like what part of the black and red suit.
I'll say my favorite is the black and red suit currently from No Way Home.
Homecoming still stands.
Okay. That's my second favorite one. So I guess kind of I think we both then know where we stand on the Iron Spider Mark II.
I mean, it's an Iron Spider suit. That thing hasn't looked good in the 15 years it's existed.
Agreed.
It's disgusting.
I think this one looks better just because it's a little bit more streamlined. It looks
hard-edged. There's less going on.
Yeah.
You know, the big spider hasn't got gold and the blue. Mm-hmm. It's just the gold. It looks a bit more... It looks cleaner.
Yeah.
It looks cleaner, but it's just like, oh, it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so ugly. It's never going to look good. I know people are going to be like, oh, it's so cool. No, it's ugly. No, if you like it, fine. It's ugly as fuck. No, end of.
I do want to bring this up, though, because this is the thing that kind of stands out to me is we were rumored to have 4 suits in this film. So we've seen 2 of them. Well, technically 3.
Clearly, Toby and Andrew.
I mean...
Clearly.
Yeah? I mean, yeah. And there's got to be another CG suit because we've seen different set photos of different times of the year of the mocap suit. Yeah. So
my thing is we haven't seen the new like standard suit.
Exactly.
The everyday one. We haven't seen the new one of that. So that's got to be a thing.
I think they're going to do what they did with Spider-Man Far From Home, where if you remember the original trailer, during that whole banquet scene type thing, he's just wearing the normal suit, and then they added the Iron Spider in post-production.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get a lot of that in the first couple trailers, where it's like, it's not quite ready to go, so,
I just really hope at the end of the movie he has a new red and blue suit.
Same.
You know, he can have all these, Spider-Man, since his existence began, has always had situational suits. I don't have a problem with that. I have read the books. I'm not one of these people that are going to screech about, oh, he has these gadgets, he doesn't use gadgets.
Yeah.
Really, watch anything, read anything, look at anything. He has a ton of it.
I mean, don't they defend the Insomniac games, which gives them like 80 gadgets? So what do you complain about?
That literally forced you to wear one of the most ugliest suits at the end. And it's just like, why does this thing glow yellow? I don't understand. Why? Why do I look like Bucky's arm in Infinity War? I don't get it. Oh yeah, as long as it kind of gets back to the point where he has this standard suit, have situation suits, fine, but give me mainly because I need a decently priced hot toy version of it.
Yeah.
And the Homecoming one's ridiculous.
I've been looking at that one, and it's always like, oh, it's only $650. I'm like, whoa.
I don't like the fact that there's a 1/4 scale out, and I get confused. It's like, oh, it's cheap. Oh no, it's a 1/4 scale.
Yeah, nope, not that.
I'm about to have a small person running around.
So, I do want to kind of bring this up. The final suit he has at the end of the film.
It's got to be an amalgam of all three, surely.
Yep. So
we have an entire plot leak. You believe it or not, that's entirely up to you. To me, it sounds ridiculous.
which one is this? Which one?
It's Daniel's one.
Refresh me on some of the details.
Right. It's the typical. It's Peter Parker's in trouble. His lawyer's Matt Murdock.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we've heard that 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Right? He goes to Doctor Strange to help with like the case and make everyone forget, but then something happens and Peter does something in the basement that like cracks reality, so the villains start coming through, and their main motivation, because apparently they're brought through right before they died.
Yeah.
And their main motivation is, what do you remember? It's, oh, Spider-Man's about to kill me. It's like, well, he never killed any of you in the movies. So right there, I'm like, like Green Goblin killed himself, Doc Ock killed himself, Electro's kind of the only one, and it's like Sandman's there. It's like, we didn't kill Sandman. So what's the deal with that? And then apparently he doesn't know. He knows this entire plot, but not the sixth member.
Yeah.
And it's just a ton of red flag. You know, Daniel's a nice enough guy, and
he is.
I believe him for most of the time. But this one is a ton of red flags, and I'm just a bit like, about it. Like it's very similar to what we've heard before, and apparently, Green Goblin's the main villain. Of it, and
so that's the one I saw as well, like pieces of, and I was like, this sounds like the thing, we all kind of, and I mean, I think the perfect suit, if you will, that what they could amalgamate is quite obvious. They're gonna take, I guess, the emblem from the MCU and the eyes, they're gonna attach that onto like the TASM 2 suit. They're going to do a little bit of raised webbing to kind of pull off some of that Raimi and put maybe his blue pattern in there. Because if you remember, the Spider-Man No Way Home logo, that like the one that released like internationally for Brazil and stuff.
It's got all the hexagons and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it was completely different patterning and colors that pop up. And then they quickly try to delete it and scrub it, but people screen capture it. It's like, no, that's definitely a new suit, and the colors are much more vibrant and in line with the other Spidey suits. So you can kind of, in your head, take the best pieces of every suit that the fans go, I like that, for the majority of it, and kind of click it together, and I think you get the picture of what they're going to do. So
I pray to God there's no raised webbing, because that is ugly.
I am not the biggest fan of raised webbing. No. I like it to a small degree.
And the fact that it's silver?
Silver is the thing that kills it for me. That's
we're not in 2000 anymore. You haven't got to worry about it showing up. You could just make it a black line. It will show up.
Which is what I think they'll do, because they did that with TASM 2. He had it slightly raised, and there were some darker elements like the logo, and I thought that worked really well. So I know. I'm not sure, at least in my head, my brain can't make an amalgam of the three that works. I think it's a bit too much, and there's three very distinct design philosophies going on. There are.
I don't think, yes, it's the same suit, and I get that, but they're very distinct from each other. I don't know if it would work. I think they need to kind of stick in their own direction.
All right, Mitch, they're going to meet somewhere in the middle and give you the suit you want. The advanced suit from Insomniac's Spider-Man with the giant white logo. I know that one's your favorite, so that's, yes. You excited for that one?
I mean, they're already halfway there with the Iron Spider suit.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's overcomplicated.
It'd be just as ugly.
Overcomplicated designs, which I don't mind somewhat overcomplicated when it comes to some of the over-the-top Spider, like suits he's had, but some are just like, man, what are you going for here? Like, it's distracting, So
the problem is, Spider-Man's suit from the get-go has always been over-designed. It's like, what purpose does the webbing serve? None.
None, yeah.
Absolutely none. No, zero. No. And it's like, well, why does the spider need to be huge and white on that advanced suit? There's no reason whatsoever.
No.
I can let the knuckle guards go. That kind of makes sense. That makes sense. A lot of that stuff, no idea. No need to be there. But,
yeah,
it's what it is. Maybe they'll one day make a suit I like. I'm just very, very particular.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, my favorite film one is still TASM 2. I just hate how low that chest logo is, where it's like under his chest. You're like, what? Who looked at that and was
Yeah,
like, eh,
that was always too. I liked it, at the time. Looking
yeah.
back, it's like it's really cosplay.
Oh,
It looks like a cosplay suit,
it
and
does.
it's like the colors are not quite what they like. It's the red's a bit purple, and
And it has the super baggy design, which I know people love that because it
Yeah.
ruffles in the wind. But I'm like, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just there's
Nope.
something off about that. I love the eyes. I adore
The eyes
bigger,
are perfect.
Bigger
Yeah.
the eyes, the better. Like I like the Ditko style eyes for Holland's, but the ultimate eyes are what I grew up with.
Same.
So.
That's my favorite ones as well.
If they can wrap it round his head, the better. Get that gag in there where they're too big because of his hair or whatever. I'd die happy.
He's just gonna have a visor at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess we'll end this by just rounding out a little bit more about the plot. So, it seems like every single report we've heard about the plot kind of all goes together, right? Like everything.
Yeah, it's following that leak formula where you can get 3 different leaks. They'll all share something,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always the thing that people tends to like
Yeah.
that they'll share because it's 9 times out of 10 leaks are bollocks, and so they're just copying each other for clicks and upvotes on Reddit and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then the one that no one likes is usually the one that's legit. So far, everyone likes what's been leaked, and that's why I don't believe it.
I'm glad you kind of said that because that's kind of where I'm at as well. Like, and again, don't disrespect any of these people, but we've seen leaks that people are like, that's not true, don't trust this person. And then a year later, they come back to that exact thing the person said, and 1-to-1 it matches up, but everybody overlooked them. And sometimes you overlook those because they're not as fantasized or out there or romanticizing the idea of this grandiose vision you have in your eyes. Like, it was a couple of days before The Falcon and the Winter Soldier where that one dude was like, oh, here's who the guest star is. And everybody was like, no, that's pointless. Why would it be her? Like, why? It's not as cool as it's this person or Wolverine and this. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
Mephisto.
yeah, people want it to be the big moment, the grandiose, oh my god, and sometimes these smaller leaks go unnoticed because they're just basic and you don't want them to be it because then they take away from the big idea that you have, and I get it. Like, I definitely get why people are like that, but I think that does a disservice to everybody, in my opinion. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
I don't know, I want to believe all these leaks, but it becomes harder and harder every time because so many things end up going not the way many leaks have, shown or said that things are gonna go. It's
Yeah. People have fantastic track records with this stuff, and there's always that one, just the one.
Yeah.
It's always the one. Remember Doctor Strange in WandaVision? Because I sure don't.
Yeah.
But that was touted for months. Absolute months. Guaranteed to be in it. Absolutely is going to be in it. Oh, apparently he was cut out. No, he wasn't even in there.
Yeah, it's...
No, I get, I'm not trying to trash on anyone.
No. It's just... That's the thing, like, people will build themselves up on this now, right? Like, I have talked to a friend of mine who, he's kind of just like, he tunes in a little bit, but he's not like somebody that's going to listen to the major podcasts or anything or follows any of it. And from what he told me, he heard it from one of his buddies at his work. He's like, oh my God. So I heard that Miles Morales from the animated film is going to be in the new live action. It's going to be the same version and played by the voice actor. I'm like, huh? And he's like,
never read that one.
He's convinced because his friend said that it's true. And he doesn't know where to look it up. And I had to break it to him, being like, dude, I haven't even heard that. That doesn't seem true at all. He was like, but... I was like, oh. And like, he told his wife, and like, she told a couple of friends at her work, and they're all excited to see Miles. And I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Like, these rumors, they get quickly out of hand, and people become disappointed with the thing they built in their head that can't possibly exist.
No.
It's unfortunate, but hey, we'll talk more about it when we know. Look, if these toys are out and stuff, and they start shipping mid-August, they'll be in people's hands. By then, we gotta have a trailer, because Shang-Chi and Venom will be right around the corner. So, trailer's coming in the next month. It's got to be there.
Well.
Oh no! No!
I think I just clocked the fact that I'm in a time loop here, because I've been hearing it's in the next month for the last 6.
Yeah.
So
we're back at the end game style. I promise it's next week. Don't worry, it's coming.
And they wait until it's like 5 months out.
Yeah.
Which actually 5 months.
It's pretty soon. It's like soon.
When's it out? November?
No, that's Eternals. It's out for like Christmas break.
No, it's in December, isn't it? Yeah.
December.
Yeah, we're 5 months out right now. Yeah, whatever date it is, we have roughly 5 months out.
Dude, Sony is probably freaking out not having that trailer because of Disney. They're like, guys, we normally drop our trailer 3 years in advance.
Feige's just sitting there like, it's our decision.
Yeah.
Like, you can't deny it because we paid for this.
Love it.
Just like, relax. It's gonna break the internet when it drops anyway, and then people are gonna hate every damn second of it. Like,
yes, they will. Well, I can already hear the hit pieces formulating.
Oh, absolutely.
The air is thick with them. Yeah. It's gonna be something. So, yeah.
I'm dreading that week. Dreading it. It's gonna be the most toxic wasteland you've ever seen in your life.
I mean, the one thing I believe the most is that the first trailer will be very much Peter on the run and reveal almost nothing. I believe that one 100%.
It'll be Peter going to Doctor Strange.
Yep.
That's what they've said. That's what you're going to get.
It will be him going to Doctor Strange, him in the cold, his suit ripped, a flash of the new black suit, flash of the new Iron
This is just Iron Man 3's trailer.
Pretty much, yeah. They're going to be really careful with this one. Like, Avengers Tower will be blurred out just perfectly, so you can't tell what's on top of it. Like, they are going to...
Why blur it out when you can just not pan up that high?
Oh, that's actually that too.
Remember the end of Far From Home?
Yeah.
We're going to go through it. You're never going to see the top of it.
Amazing.
Don't want you to just yet.
But Mitch, you'll never believe what comes next. 1, 2, 3, 4 question mark?
Oh God, remember that? Oh, wow, I forgot that.
Yep.
Jesus.
What a time. What a time.
Got annihilated, that theory. What a reference that was.
What a pull.
I stuck the landing on that one.
You Fin Fang Foomed past that one.
Oh,
I don't know. It's just,
no, if Daniel's leak is legit, at least the structure of it makes a lot more sense than what people have been wondering.
Yeah.
Like, it's not focused on Toby or Andrew. They're literally just there for the end. It is exactly what Spider-Verse was. You have your core bit at the start, and then you're going to end with that big bit.
That would be my kind of hope. It's like, you add them on throughout the movie to add to the plot, and then at the end, here you go. Here's your big blow-off.
Which, I don't know. This is going to be really quite funny for me. Like, I don't like the sound of this leak. Which, it makes me worry, because, like, if you don't like it, it's going to be the one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know what I just said, and it's like, I don't like the idea that he needs the others to fight the Sinister Six or a Sinister Six. I hate that idea. That is not Spider-Man whatsoever.
I hate that idea as well. And what makes me hate it even more is the same people who were saying Spider-Man should be standalone. He doesn't need any help. He's better in his own universe.
Yeah.
They're all now bandwagoning that this is going to be the best one because he needs the help. It's like you're literally now contradicting what you said before.
And it's purely because the idea of the actors coming back.
Yep,
Their favorite versions coming back. That's literally all it is.
Yep.
But like these people that, you know, Spider-Man's multiple different things and multiple different people. I understand that entirely. One thing he is not, and if any version strays away from it, is that he needs help for those 6.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point of those 6 together is to give him that test and he can overcome. The whole point of every Spider-Man story is to throw something that he can't handle and eventually overcomes himself. That is literally the point of every Spider-Man story in existence and will ever exist. So, like, it's kind of like not admitting defeat, but it kind of is. It's like, oh yeah, our version is not as good as those 2.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, we're going to get them to have help. But on the flip side of that, I absolutely understand why they'd be there, because why would you not get them?
Exactly.
It's like, oh, your villain's here trying to kill me? Well, can you come sort him out?
Yeah, you would. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, that's kind of what lends credence to this whole thing. It's like, well, why wouldn't they? It's like, wow, this character has literally dealt with this villain. I better go get them. Of course. Like, yeah.
So, of course, you're going to do it. Like... Also, it's going to make $1 billion. Like, why would you not?
Yeah.
It's going to be huge when it comes out.
Go all in.
Yeah, I need to see how they handle it, and I think for the first time, I always worry about what they're going to do. But this is like probably the most out of character scenario I think they've ever done with the character.
Mm.
The idea that he needs help for the Sinister Six is not something I'm a fan of whatsoever.
And again, the game everybody literally bows down to shows that he's taking him on by himself and still wins in the end.
Yeah.
Even though it causes the loss of Aunt May and everything, but he prevails in the end, so that's the part that worries me. Again, with everything, reserving judgment, rumors are rumors. We'll talk about it when it officially hits, when we know more, but until then, I guess that's our Spider-Man talk for the week, and that's now brought us to the end of the show. So, yeah, we actually did a little extra time on that one, because typically they've been a little shorter recently, but hey, hopefully people enjoyed the longer show.
We somehow still managed to get 50-odd minutes.
Oh, good.
Out of 4.
Perfect. We did good.
Doing these 5 topics where you can stretch 4.
Exactly. And you get the Easter egg there, stretch 4, like Mr. Fantastic.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to unalive myself over that one.
Yep. Reset the timeline. That joke was terrible. Just reset it.
I mean, can't reset it.
True. But hey, what you can reset is, well, no, that's restart. Restart this podcast and do the things.
You can't reset, but you can refresh.
Exactly. Go become a member and listen to us talk about the latest episode of Loki.
Because there's a lot to talk about.
There is so much to talk about. We're getting to that, and then Black Widow will be dropping over the weekend as well. So get ready for that.
Pray for me. Pray for my vocal cords.
Yeah.
I talk for so much.
It's gonna be good.
People like talk is not hard. It's like, yes, it is.
It is.
It really is.
So I guess we'll catch you over in the community section, everybody. Later.